Hey guys, so I'm back with this video. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to do a complete swell removal or buff of your vehicle. Now I'm going to go through each step by step. By the end of this video, if there's anything you need to know or want to know, just post it in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure that I'm going to cover everything that you need to know. And if you watch the whole video, I guarantee you're going to be able to buff your car, polish your car, perfect. Now, I'm going to go through each step, going to explain everything. I'm not going to just do it talking to you. I'm actually going to show you each step and the best way to do everything. I've got my Ford Territory in here. And everyone tells you got to do 3 steps to get it perfect. Now, necessarily, that isn't true. If you take your time, use the right polish, and just take your time, you're going to get your car perfect just in that one step, depending on how bad your paint is. So, I'm going to get everything ready that I need now. I'll come back on with the video and I'll start you from step 1, how you should start, what you need to do, and we'll go to the end of the video, and by the end you're going to be a pro. Okay guys, so before you even start thinking about getting your buffer, your polisher ready, the main thing you need to make sure of is that your car is clean. Because if there is even just one speck of dirt, dust, anything, and you go over it with your polisher, and that dirt gets stuck in that polisher, it's just going to put more swells in your car than what you're taking out. So you're going to be buffing your car anyway, so just give it a wash, clean it over. It's not going to really matter how you wash it this time, because you're going to be doing the complete one step over the whole car anyway. So make sure it's clean. That's the first thing I got to tell you. Alright, so this is the car we're going to be doing. Now you can see where the other owners have, I think it's a magic eraser they've tried to use to get rid of something here. So we're going to go over that mark today as well and see how we can do with that. But we're also going to look, now the paint on this, it's hard to see in the light, but if you look directly where the light is, you can see all the swell. I'll even come back, you can see all the swells through the paint. It's hard to tell on this paint. Yeah, it's definitely there. It's hard to tell on the camera, sorry. Yeah, you can see it there. So we're going to give this a go, a run over, so I'll get that stuff ready now. Alright guys, so this is what we're going to be using today. This is the Shine Mate yellow pad that we're going to be having on the polisher. The polish we're going to be using is the Shoals S30. Pretty sure it's the premium swell removal. This comes in a 3-step as well. That's just the only step that we're going to be using today. And the polisher is the Shine Mate 12mm orbital. Now, depending on what you're going to be using, I don't really recommend using a rotary polisher. It's just a lot more dangerous and can really wreck your car. The whole reason we use the orbitals is they don't just spin in one direction, they actually orbit in different directions. So this pad isn't just spinning in one direction when you just sit it there for too long. So it's not going to heat your paint or your polish, which can either stick the polish to your car and it's really hard to get off, or it can actually burn through your clear coat, and the only way to fix that is with a respray. So I'd always recommend going with the orbitals, and they're going to save you a lot in the end. So this is what we're going to be using. I'm going to show you how to apply, how much to apply in this next part, so we'll move on to that now. Alright, so we're getting the pad on now. Let's put this on. You always want to give it a quick run, make sure there's no dust on your pad as well. Now a lot of people like to use their finger and spread it around the pad, but I don't recommend doing that too, because there could be anything on your hand that's going to get into the polish, that's going to sit on the pad, it's going to go straight onto your car when you start. So what I recommend doing is all the polish that you need is just 1, 2, 3, 4 little dots like that, and that's all you're going to use every time. But for the first time you're just going to put a little bit extra around the middle so it spreads around the pad. Now when you go to put this on the car, we're going to leave it sit in just one spot for around 5 seconds, and it's just in one spot. Let that polish work its way through the pad, and then we're going to start moving in the directions that we needed. So I'm going to cut to that video now, and I'll show you the best way to move the polisher on the car as well. Alright, so this is the spot we were talking about before, and this is where that it looks like magic eraser they've tried to use to get rid of part of some of the stuff on the car is. So I'm going to run over this whole spot here now. This is going to be our first run over, and then we're going to see what the difference is that it's made. So we'll give that a go now, but I'm also going to show you the best technique to run your polisher on your car to get the best results. So I'm going to show you quickly, and then I'll explain what it's doing and how it's doing it and why it's the best way to do it and what speed to use. So the speed we're going to start on with this polisher is probably start on 4.5 with this. So I'll show you now. Now what you also got to remember is, I've done all that with just that little bit of polish. You really don't need too much polish. That's where a lot of people go wrong, putting too much polish on their pads, and they're not actually, they're thinking that they're helping it by putting more polish on, it's going to make a better result. But really all you're doing is you're not allowing the polish to work to its full potential because it's not heating up. So they put it on there and then they think, oh, I'll just turn my thing right up, I'll just buff it out real quick, I'll smash it and it'll do a better job. But really, that's not how it works. So I'll wipe this off. Now what I was doing there is, all you want to do is work in a pattern where you're working backwards and forwards, and each time you're going backwards and forth, you're covering the spot that you just done by 50%. So if you go over here, you move down 50% of the way and half cover the spot that you were just doing, and vice versa, up and down, same concept, half cover what you were just doing. So you're going to do that about 4 times each direction, only that little bit of polish, don't overdo it, let the product heat up because that's when it's going to work at its best. So you know we've only gone over that one time, so I'll bring the camera over and we'll have a look at the results so far. Alright, so we're going to start over here. So you can still see all the swell marks through the part where we haven't done yet. See them all around that light. Now we're going to move across, and this is where we just done that one time. That's just going over the paint once, which you're going to have to obviously repeat this process until every mark is removed, which can take up to about 3 times. But you can already see the difference between that and that. You can see all the swell marks around the light. Come back over here. That's gone. So now the next thing we're going to try and tackle is this. We didn't go over this. This is where the magic razor was. So I'm going to hit this over once, same concept, same way, and see what kind of result we get hitting that. And then I'm going to show you how to keep your pad clean and the best way to do that as well. The same as before, the only difference is this time you won't need that little middle piece, so you'll be just doing your 4 little dots, and that's all the polish that you need. And we're going to be going over that spot with the magic razor now, so we'll see how that comes out. having a better look at that, I've noticed why they've tried to go over it with the magic razor. It looks like they've swung their door into something and they've tried to cover it up when they've soldered, or they just didn't want to drive around with that on there. So obviously I'm not going to be able to get that out with the polisher. It's probably something you can't even sand out. But it looks like it's removed all that magic eraser and everything. I'll bring the camera over and I'll show you. Alright, so that's where that magic eraser was. That's just going over it once. Is right there is where that bad spot was. So you can see how good it works, how good the technique works. You can see where their scratch was down the door. They've tried to cover that up with the magic eraser. I could still even bring that up better with the buffer, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm not even too worried about this car, it's only a family car anyway. But I'm going to go over this other spot one more time and see how good the results are of just that, going over it and repeating the process, and show you how good it can come out. Just taking your time, using a little bit, and I'll explain the pressure, and then I'm going to show you the pad clean out. And see how easy it's just wiping up? If you've ever noticed when you've been polishing and you have to sit there and really scrub, really push the polish out, it means you're working it too hard. It means you're overheating it and your speed on your polisher is too high. You've got to turn it down, take your time, just slow everything down. Because it's not about how quick you do it, it's about doing it right. So we've gone over this one more time, so I'll bring over the camera now. So all you've seen us do is go over it a couple times that way, up and down, repeat the process one more time, and we'll see what the result looks like now. Okay, so we're going to start off again. This is where we haven't done yet. You can see all the oxidation in the paint, all the swirl marks. The best way to see the swirl marks is look around just perfectly where that LED light is. I do have a light I usually use, I just haven't put it up as I'm not too worried about this car. But now, this is where we have done. You can see the instant change of light. That's only 2 times. You can't even really see a swirl mark in there now. That's just taking your time, knowing what you're doing, using the right pads, using the right polish, using the right speed. So I'm going to show you how to clean out the pad now, and then I'm going to tell you everything that you absolutely need to know. Little bits that I've forgotten to mention in the video, so you can bring out the paint on your car to look like this. Alright, so I'm not sure if you'll have one of these or not. I'll just bring it over. This is all I'm using today, it's just a little air compressor. Now, if you don't have one, they're not expensive, they're pretty cheap. You don't usually find them second hand. I got mine second hand off a Facebook page. Now, what you're going to do is, if you look at that pad, once it starts to build up with all that polish in there, that's going to reduce how well this pad is working. So what you just seen us do, me do that 2-step, I went over it once and went over it again. You probably want to maximum push that out to about 4 times doing that before you do this with your pad. Because if it starts to fill up, it is not going to work properly and you will not see the same results. It will dramatically affect how well your pad is working. So all you need is one of these, which is just an air blower. Stick it on the side of your pad. There it is, clean again. That's all you need to do. And that will save you so much time and it will make your job come out heaps better. Now, the only other thing that I forgot to mention is pressure. You pretty much just want to let the machine sit on the car, but then just put enough pressure to hold it to the car and then just a tiny bit more. But the biggest thing you need to watch out for is, if this pad is not spinning, then it's not working. You're going to heat up a spot and you can sit there for as long as you want. It's not going to help you do anything. This pad needs to be spinning. So if that pad isn't spinning, you're putting too much pressure on the speed that you're on. You need to pull off a bit more and make sure that pad is spinning. Now you can go up your higher in speeds, but the higher up in speed that you go, you're going to want to make sure that you're doing that process quicker. Now you only want to be moving about 1.5 centimeters per second, and that's going to make your it's going to make it come out the best. But the higher your speed is, the faster you want to go, because you don't want to be sitting on that spot for too long. which the best way to test that is to, on the back of your hand, feel it. And if you can feel that paint getting hot and you think, you'll know in your mind if that's too hot, do not go over that spot again, because that means your clear's getting hot, and once that clear comes off, there's nothing you can do to fix that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there is anything that you need to know, just post it in the comments below and I'll do my best to absolutely cover it all. I will reply to everyone. If there's anything that you think I need to know, because I'm always still learning too, just let me know if you think I'm doing anything wrong. And I'll post up some more videos of other ways to detail. I'm going to post up other polishes, because not everybody can afford these machines, not everyone can afford these polishes. But it will work vice versa, cheapest machines, cheaper polishes. I will recommend one while I'm here at the moment, which is, you can buy from any super cheap auto, and it's just a one-step polish swell removal. Now I gave this a try and it actually worked really well. I have another video on the YouTube if you want to check that out, of me using this on a bonnet to do oxidation and swell removal. It worked really well, but I found I had to spend more time doing it. And as I run this as my business, I really don't have time to be wasting, so I invest my money back into the business so I can get the things that I need and give the customers the best outcome they can have. I want to help out everyone. I'm not just going to be doing paint corrections, I'm going to be doing interior detailing, everything. So if there's anything otherwise that you need to know or want to learn more about, let me know and I'll make use a video about it. And I really hope this helped you today, because I know what it was like starting off. There's not many people out there that want to give everyone a go. So I'm here to do that. I'm here to help out everyone. And I'll see you in my next video. So please subscribe, please hit that little bell. Please like the video and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought, and I'll see you in my next video.